Alright, so what we are doing here is, this is the 86. Did a little intro on it the last video. Basically, I'm kind of in the middle of doing figuring out some more major kind of pieces that I need to find for it. So right now, I'm kind of just addressing the engine bay. As you can see, there was some type of, I don't know what it was, paint stripper, degreaser, something was sprayed and then left, or I honestly don't even know what it was. Something exploded. I honestly don't know. I've never seen it like this before. So it was actually like that basically all the way everywhere. So what I've been kind of doing is getting some simple green and a little Scotch-Brite and just rubbing it down, trying not to take too much off. It doesn't need to look perfect. This is not going to be a show car. I just want this to be a driver. So I'm basically just wanting it to look presentable, because right now, like, that's what it looked like. And if you look at that, that just looks like ass. So I'm kind of going through and just making it look decent. Once I get all that done, I got to figure out, the main thing that I'm kind of concerned with is this wiring. I'm terrible with wiring. You know, if I have something there, something to work with, I'm okay. When you come to something like this, it's just a total, you know, hack kind of job. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but which I'm sure worked. You know, I've done things like this before too, so I'm not trying to hate on whoever did it. It's just that when it comes time for someone like me, someone else to pick up on the project, like, you know, that's what I'm working with. And, you know, when I do things, you know, there's corners you cut here and there. I try to make it so if I work on it and do my things in a way that if someone else got it, it wouldn't be a question. They would know where it goes, what it does. So that's where I'm kind of having a little bit of anxiety about with this car, is just figuring out this wiring. I plan on going 4AG with EFI, so I need all these connectors. I have another harness to work with, but this was actually like tied into the main loom, so I can't just unplug it. I could reroute it, pull it through there, but what they did was, there's like weird, I don't even know how this car was running with this loom, because you got right here, right? So you got the AFM plug is right here, right? And this is how far the thing stretches out. So you got your AFM plug way down there, right? How would it work? I don't understand how this thing was working. And then you got this is for your ECU. So the ECU is plugged over here. So it's like, they must have had the ECU in the engine bay. Like, they had to have. Unless there's something I'm missing. There's got to be something I'm missing here. So that's kind of one of those things that I'm having a little bit of worry about. Another major project with this car is, here, let me clean up some of this stuff, is, as you can see, core support is gone. They did what a lot of people do, and they just hack it out when they're pulling an engine or doing an engine swap or what have you. And so I actually, when I got this car, it came with an entire, basically like half of a front clip. So I have basically from here cut all the way down and forward. So I'm gonna be drilling out this radiator core support and then replacing it with the one I got. You can see it has a little bit of damage up here, which I'm not terribly worried about. I'll probably just bang it out, get it so everything lines up, hit it with a similar paint to get it to look decent. So yeah, I just figured I'll do a little update. I kind of want to keep progress going on this thing. I live in Arizona, where it's going to start getting real hot here, and unfortunately our summers are kind of like everyone else's winters, where it makes it very difficult to work on stuff. So the plan is to try and get this thing as close to complete as possible. I got a few things that I'm picking up tomorrow actually for it, which will be a pretty cool video. Sorry, I'm rolling around in my chair. You know, I got a few things kind of in the works for it that should be pretty cool. It'll just be you know, I'll have to make probably separate videos when it comes time to actually do the core support, and then when it comes time for the wiring. I got some pretty good friends in locally. They're they're 86 guys that know a lot more than me when it comes to this EFI. See, if I were to nut and bolts, I am very familiar with these vehicles. I have confidence doing anything on these mechanically. The thing is I've never had an EFI one that was. I did have a GTS that had a totally different wiring setup, so it doesn't really relate to this one. I actually want to use factory EFI stuff. I'm fine if I have to. If it was just a rebuild on the harness, if I was taking it and relooming it and, you know, maybe adding some new connectors, that'd be simple. The problem is I'm starting from just like unknown. So I'll probably make a video doing the chassis, because I have the chassis harness that goes into the headlights and the horn and whatnot. I'll probably make a video doing that. And honestly, I should probably tackle that first before I really start getting into any more wiring, because then I'll have the fuse block, and it'd be nice to get a battery set up in here just so I could kind of see what even works. Yeah, so I'm gonna keep working away on this, and then I'll bring you back when I have a little bit more done, so you can kind of see how the progress is going. Yeah, I guess I'm looking at the frame. Frame seems fine. I'm guessing it just had like the standard like press right here and pushed up in there. So you can see it's a little bit loose. So it's gonna be a lot of spot weld drilling. So I've done that before. It's not the hardest thing in the world. It's just kind of annoying. Gets a lot of shavings everywhere and whatnot. It'd be cool. I'm kind of thinking about when I do it, making it, if it's possible, making it so I could pull it off, but I'm feeling like that might be more work than, you know, I want to do. I could add like a couple tacks on the bottom and then have it bolt in up top, so that way you could just like bust the tacks on the bottom, but I don't know, who knows. So yeah, I'm gonna keep cleaning, and I'll bring you back when I make a little more progress. All right, so you can see made a little progress, kind of just scrubbing away, spraying it down, using a Scotch spray to get little areas. I'm gonna have to, I just wanted to get the bulk of it done. I'll come through eventually and do all the nooks and crannies when I have some more boredom time. I just wanted to, like, I'll probably go through it right like in a little bit and get, as it dries, some more areas start to pop up. So it's just looking a lot better than it was before. It's actually something I can look at and not be ashamed of. So I'll let it kind of dry, get the more big areas, and then figure out what I want to do next. So yeah. All right, so what I'm currently doing is I had this front bumper already, and then my friend, I got the rest of the bumper stuff. So what I'm going to be doing is I got that and the bottom lip, so I'm going to be fitting this up. Hasn't been haven't had it on yet, so I don't even know if I have all the bracketry and what else I'll need. Never installed one of these, so kind of just gonna go along, throw a couple zip ties in, see how it fits. I kind of like having it off now anyways, because I'm able to get into the engine bay a little bit better. I've been kind of slowly cleaning up the engine bay, so yeah, so I'm gonna go along, and I got something else over there that's gonna be going on, so I'll bring you back once we start installing those. But for now, we're gonna get this on. Might even throw the lights on, and so I can have a complete front end for once, which will be kind of nice. All right, so again, I want to say sorry for the mess in my garage. It's just, I got like 4 different projects going on right now. A couple things I got for Lola. You can see down there, I got a few things here and there. Got another box, stuff from T3. Anyways, I started getting the front end put together. As you can see, we actually have a front bumper, the side trims. All seems to fit pretty decent. The issue I'm noticing is it looks to have had a dent right here, so it's causing this little bit to flap out, so this has to come off anyway, so I'm gonna be pulling this off and straightening it out. I just kind of wanted to get everything on and see everything I have, but everything else seems to be good. The one major thing that needs some adjusting is, okay, so this core support is just destroyed, but as you can see, I can move this whole assembly like a pretty good ways that way, and so the grill doesn't actually want to line up any way, shape, or form. So I have to, before I could really fully assemble this front end, the core support has to get replaced, unfortunately. So I have one, I just have to go through the process of doing it. But while we're waiting for me to do that, I'll show you what I have over here. So one complaint was the bad door panels I have, so I ended up getting some new ones. So, or not new, but better ones, I should say. This one still has some damage up top, but other than that, pretty minty. So for my car, it'll be just fine. I need to find some door cups. Hopefully I don't have to spend, $150 on those, but that's going to be the next little project, is me and putting these in, and then I'll bring you back once those are done. And then it's looking like we're going to have to pull the front end off in order to, I have the turn signals down there as well. Wiring video is probably going to have to be a separate video because I have to do a bunch of wiring on this, and thankfully I ended up having a separate harness, but for now I'm trying to keep it mechanical, get all the mechanical things done, nice door panels in there, and then see how deep I want to get into doing the core support, how much it's going to work, how much it's going to take. If I could do it quick, I might bust it out this weekend. If not, I'll have to wait. And you can see, like, if you look at see where this mount is for the grill compared to that, so we're talking a full solid 1.5 inches forward, because the core support is literally just flopping around in there. It's not held into the actual frame of the car, so the body, unibody, whatever you want to call it. So anyways, I guess we're gonna see where we're at once I pull this stuff off again and see what we got. But I'm happy I got a front end. I have the grill sitting over there, but it doesn't fit, so no point in throwing it on in this picture. I just kind of wanted to show that we got the whole thing, which is kind of nice. It's nice having a complete-ish 86, you know what I mean? Might end up with a lip down there of some sort. Not a ton of options, but I just want like a small lip, nothing crazy. I kind of like the stock body on these, so just something that looks decent. Alrighty, so what I'm currently doing is, as you can see, I have the core support off, and I am just basically, I'm not sure. I've seen it happen a few times. It's pretty common, I guess. They cut out the core support, radiator support, whatever you want to call it, so they could get the engine out quick, easy, however you want to call it. On top of that, this corner, I've already worked it a little bit, but this corner was pretty beat. This, I've straightened it out, but this was kind of mangled in. Doesn't look terribly bad now. I don't care about it being perfect. I'm not going to use filler. I'm just going to I have a little hammer dolly set that I've actually had for a while. I've only used it a couple times. I'm gonna just kind of work it, see if I can't get it a little bit smoother. And then I bought a paint match paint, and it actually came out amazing. So I'll post some pictures and videos of that, and you'll be able to see kind of how the new paint matches with this. But I was pretty impressed by the paint shop, how they were able to, we kind of just looked for a few shades that were close to this, because if you don't notice, this is not the same color as the outside. When you have a metallic paint, it's different. So the outside, the metallic with the it's a 2-stage, so it's base and clear. this engine bay is just a single stage, so you can't just buy the factory paint color. So anyways, I'm going to straighten this out a bit more. Probably won't get too deep into painting it. I kind of want it to straighten out, and I might use primer just to prime it up. But I'll probably just paint this area just to see how it looks. And then if it looks good, what I'll do is I'll kind of sand, and maybe I'll go to this line because I kind of want to go to that line on this side too. I'm going to be replacing the battery tray, and like most of them, they're kind of, it's got a little bit of stuff here. It's not bad, but probably would really make this engine bay pop a little bit better if that area was clean and then that area was clean. And then I'm going to pressure wash the cross member. Might hit this area up just with some satin black or flat black just to clean it up a little bit. But like I said, this engine bay is not going to be a show car. I just want it to look semi-clean. It's going to be a stockish kind of setup. I want all the factory EFI and all the factory stuff, so it'll kind of look how it's supposed to. Not from the factory, but at least, you know, like a well-aged, 4AG. So anyways, let me do some work on that, and then I'll come back and show you the progress. Alright, so worked it some more, and still it's gonna not be perfect, but it's much better. Now, I'm debating. I'm just gonna hit it up with some paint just to see what it looks like. I could always just sand it off, you know what I mean? So set it up with some paint, see how the paint actually matches, and then once it's time to actually put the core support on, if I have to weld, or when I have to weld, we'll just repaint it, and that's fine. Are you ready? Not too shabby. Not perfect, but you know what? I'm gonna call that a freaking win. Still got some straightening to do. I'm not sure. We'll figure out once I get the other core support out and lined up, whether or not I even need to mess with that. It's definitely, if you saw it before, it was pretty mangled. So now it's relatively good. Like I said, not perfect, but I'm not putting Bondo on it. I don't care that much. So the paint match is like, it's still not 100% dry, but no one would ever notice